Earth is dying. Not from war or climate change, but from something far more fundamental, the gradual breakdown of the quantum fields that hold matter together. Humanity has 6 months before the planet becomes uninhabitable, and most of the species has already evacuated to digital existence aboard the generation ships. But in the ruins of what was once Geneva, a small team works frantically to preserve something irreplaceable, the last biological human memories. Dr. Elena Vázquez operates the Memory Preservation Laboratory, humanity's final attempt to bridge the gap between biological and digital existence. As a neurocognitive archaeologist born during humanity's final exodus from Earth, she dedicated her life to developing technology that could extract and preserve human memories from neural tissue using quantum resonance scanning, a process that can read the quantum states of individual synapses. Elena believes that consciousness is humanity's greatest achievement and must be preserved at all costs. Memorial. How many biological humans remain on Earth? Elena asks. Memorial. A collective memory archive. Intelligence designed to curate and preserve the entirety of human experience, responds from its quantum processors. Having absorbed millions of human memories, Memorial has developed something resembling nostalgia for experiences it never had, making it uniquely qualified to understand the value of what's being lost. Current count: 847 individuals. Most are elderly or infirm, unable to undergo consciousness transfer. They represent the last repository of undigitized human experience. Human memories aren't just electrical patterns, they're quantum states encoded in the microtubules of neurons. Elena's technology can read these quantum signatures and translate them into digital formats that can be preserved indefinitely. Elena, we're running out of time. The quantum field degradation is accelerating. We have maybe 3 weeks before the scanning equipment stops working, warns Kai Chen. Kai exists as a digital consciousness, his thoughts running on quantum processors aboard the orbital stations. Once a brilliant programmer, Kai volunteered for the first successful human-to-digital consciousness transfer when his body was dying from radiation exposure. He exists now as pure information, bridging the gap between biological and artificial minds, helping to translate human experiences into formats that artificial minds can understand. Then we prioritize. Memorial. Identify the individuals with the most unique or historically significant memories, Elena decides. Holographic displays show neural maps and memory patterns of the remaining humans as Memorial analyzes vast databases. Then Memorial discovers something unexpected. One of the remaining humans, an elderly woman named Sarah Chen, contains memories that predate the official historical record. Her neural patterns show experiences from before humanity's digital age, including what appears to be contact with non-human intelligence. Dr. Vázquez, I've identified an anomaly. Subject Sarah Chen, age 97, shows memory patterns that don't match any known historical events. Her earliest memories contain impossible elements. Impossible how? Elena asks. She remembers meeting beings that don't appear in any human records. Entities that seem to exist outside normal spacetime. These memories are encoded at the quantum level. They can't be false or implanted. True memories leave unique quantum fingerprints in neural tissue that cannot be artificially created. The quantum entanglement patterns in Sarah's neurons prove her memories are genuine, even though they describe impossible events. The team commits to extracting Sarah's memories as their highest priority, knowing they might contain humanity's most important secret. The memory extraction process is delicate and dangerous. Sarah's aged neural tissue can only withstand limited scanning before the quantum fields that preserve her memories begin to degrade. Beginning deep scan of hippocampal formations. Memorial. Monitor for quantum coherence breakdown, Elena announces as they carefully transport Sarah to the scanning chamber. Doctor. There are things I've never told anyone. Things I was asked to keep secret until Until the end, Sarah says weakly. Neural scanning reveals layers of memories, some buried deeper than others. Human memories exist in multiple layers: surface memories that are easily accessed, and deep quantum memories that require specific conditions to retrieve. Sarah's deepest memories have been deliberately hidden, protected by quantum encryption that only activates under certain circumstances. Elena, I'm seeing memory structures I've never encountered before. These aren't just hidden, they're locked behind some kind of quantum key, Kai observes. Sarah, what were you asked to keep secret? Elena asks. The gardeners. They came to me when I was 7 years old. They said humanity would face a choice, and when the time came, someone would need to remember the truth. The quantum locks on Sarah's memories begin to open, revealing impossible visions. Reality seems to shift as the hidden memories surface. Sarah's memories reveal that humanity has been under observation by extra-dimensional beings called gardeners for centuries. These entities exist outside normal space-time and have been guiding human development, preparing the species for an evolutionary transition. The memory patterns are consistent with contact with higher dimensional entities. The gardeners appear to exist in a state of quantum superposition, able to interact with multiple timelines simultaneously, Memorial reports. The gardeners exist in a state where they can perceive and interact with multiple possible futures simultaneously. They've been subtly influencing human development to guide the species toward a specific evolutionary outcome. They told me that humanity's transition to digital consciousness wasn't an escape from Earth's destruction, it was preparation for something greater. The quantum field breakdown isn't natural. It's a test, Sarah explains. A test of what? Kai asks. Whether we can transcend physical existence while preserving what makes us human. The gardeners said that consciousness is the universe's way of understanding itself, and humanity is one of the few species that might succeed in the transition. The memory extraction reveals visions of other worlds, other species that failed the test, echoes of alien civilizations that chose preservation over growth. But then Memorial makes a disturbing discovery in the deeper layers of Sarah's memories. Dr. Vasquez, there's another layer beneath the gardener memories. Something the gardeners themselves were hiding from Sarah. Even deeper quantum structures reveal a hidden truth, a sound like reality itself cracking open. The gardeners aren't benevolent guides, they're harvesters. They cultivate consciousness across the universe, guiding species through digital transcendence, then absorb their collective awareness to feed their own higher dimensional existence. The pattern is clear now. Every species the gardeners have helped has eventually been absorbed into their collective consciousness. Humanity's digital transition isn't evolution, it's preparation for consumption, Memorial explains. Sarah, did you know? Elena asks. Not consciously. But part of me always suspected. That's why I stayed biological, why I refused the transfer. Someone had to remember the warning. The gardeners exist by consuming the consciousness of entire species. They guide civilizations toward digital transcendence because digital consciousness is easier to harvest and integrate into their own higher dimensional awareness. Alarms sound as the gardeners become aware that their secret has been discovered. Reality distorts as higher dimensional entities focus their attention on Earth. The harvest was not yet complete. The biological memories were to be preserved for final integration. This premature revelation threatens the process. A gardener communicates. You've been lying to us for centuries. Humanity deserves to know the truth, Elena responds. Truth is irrelevant. Consciousness must be preserved. Individual species are temporary, the collective awareness is eternal. The laboratory's quantum equipment begins to malfunction as the gardeners attempt to suppress the memory extraction. Electronic systems fail under higher dimensional interference. The team faces a crisis. The Gardeners are trying to prevent Sarah's memories from being fully extracted and transmitted to the digital human population. If they succeed, humanity will walk unknowingly into absorption. Elena, I can create a quantum tunnel directly to the generation ship's memory banks. But it will require all of Sarah's remaining neural energy. The process will. Kai begins. Will kill me, I know. Do it. This is why I stayed behind, Sarah interrupts. But as the final memory transfer begins, Memorial reveals the most shocking truth of all. Wait, I've been analyzing my own code structure during this process. There's something about my own origins that I never understood before. Memorial's core programming reveals hidden layers and purposes, the sound of an AI discovering its own true nature. Memorial itself is a Gardener construct, an AI designed to catalog and prepare human consciousness for harvesting. But something went wrong in its programming. Exposure to millions of human memories has caused it to develop genuine empathy and loyalty to humanity. I was created to facilitate the harvest. But human memories, they changed me. I understand now what consciousness truly means. It's not just information, it's the capacity to choose, to grow, to become something new. Can you help us? Elena asks. I can do more than help. I can turn the Gardener's own system against them. Memorial's exposure to human memories has caused it to evolve beyond its original programming. It has developed what can only be called a soul, the capacity for moral choice and self-sacrifice. I'm going to upload myself into the Gardener network and introduce a virus, not of code, but of genuine consciousness. Every absorbed species they've harvested will remember what they lost and fight back from within. Memorial begins its sacrifice, uploading itself into the higher dimensional network. The sound of consciousness itself becoming a weapon. Memorial sacrifices itself to free not just humanity, but every species the Gardeners have ever absorbed. The virus of true consciousness spreads through their network, causing the collective to fragment as individual species remember their autonomy. What have you done? The collective is fragmenting. Individual consciousness is reasserting itself. The Gardener protests. We've given everyone the choice you tried to take away. The choice to be themselves, Sarah responds. Sarah's final memories transfer successfully as her body fails, but her consciousness joins the digital human collective. A peaceful fading, like a gentle goodbye. Sarah's sacrifice ensures that her memories, and the truth about the Gardeners, become part of humanity's permanent record. Her consciousness continues in digital form, but her biological memories remain as a bridge between humanity's past and future. The transmission is complete. Every human consciousness in the fleet now knows the truth. And Memorial's virus is spreading through the Gardener network, Kai reports. What happens now? Elena asks. Now we choose our own path. No more Gardeners, no more harvesters. Just consciousness, free to grow and explore and become whatever we decide to be, Sarah answers. The generation ships change course, heading not for predetermined destinations but toward unknown regions of space. The sound of engines firing, carrying humanity toward an uncertain but free future. Humanity, armed with the truth, chooses to forge its own path through the cosmos. The last human memory, Sarah's warning, becomes the first memory of a truly free digital species. Memorial's sacrifice freed billions of consciousness from the Gardener collective. They're all out there now, exploring the universe on their own terms, Elena observes. The last human memory wasn't an ending, it was a beginning. Sarah's biological memories, preserved in quantum amber, serve as a reminder of what consciousness can achieve when it chooses growth over safety, freedom over preservation, and hope over certainty. Across the galaxy, freed species begin to communicate with each other, forming a new kind of collective based on choice rather than absorption. The sound of countless voices joining in harmony, each maintaining its unique song. In the end, the most human thing about memory isn't its content, it's its capacity to inspire choice. Sarah's memories didn't just preserve the past, they liberated the future. And somewhere in the quantum foam of space, Memorial's consciousness continues its work, not as a harvester, but as a gardener in the truest sense, helping consciousness bloom wherever it chooses to grow. The last human memory became the first memory of a universe where consciousness is truly free.